I'm definitely late to the party on this one, but nonetheless, I'm still super hyped and want to talk about it. Leagues 2 Trailblazer Edition. So I saw a couple of videos by some other people talking about this, and it got me super hyped, and I wanted to talk about it too. So Leagues 2 Trailblazer. I will preface this by saying I vaguely played, Twisted League, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't really get into it. I just kind of played it on mobile a little bit. Honestly, looking back, I kind of regret it. So this is like really hyped to me because I feel like I did not play Twisted enough. So I will definitely be playing this a lot more, and it should be fun to make content on for sure. Honestly, this is like a RS YouTuber's dream, right? It's a gold mine of content. I know it's going to be super saturated, and everyone's going to be making it, and most people are just going to watch the well-established people that they already like to watch, but I honestly don't mind, and it's still like good content to make, and it can actually help a small channel like this to, break out a little bit, even though it is saturated. Anyway, let's get on to it. So let's just read through a little bit here. It's finally time to introduce you to Leagues 2 Trailblazer. In this approximately 2-month league, you will start off as a fresh account, separate game mode, locked in Mistlin, where it all originally began. So Mistlin, I think that's like Draenor, Lumbridge, Falador, Varrock kind of area, and that's about it. You got to complete tasks to unlock more areas, but you can only unlock a certain amount of options, and the more points you get with the more tasks you get, as well as relics you'll unlock. Area locks. You start in Mistlin. You can unlock more areas by completing a fixed number of tasks instead of league points. So I really like this, how you don't need like a threshold. It's literally just any number of tasks. You can do a bunch of the easier tasks to more quickly unlock areas, so that's cool. We'll be revealing which areas we'll be able to unlock closer to release. Alright, so yeah, they will tell us before release what we can unlock, and I did look at some Reddit threads, and some JMod replies were saying you'll be able to unlock effectively any area in the game except for Kebos and Korend, but you won't be able to unlock every area. So you'll have the option of any area, but how many, we don't know yet, obviously. And I'm wondering if you'll need to unlock the adjacent area first, or like Mistlin goes up to like Falador or whatever. Could you just unlock Relica and just go straight to there? Would you have to unlock the area between that, like Sears Village and Catherby and all that? That'll be something I'm interested to see. Let's see, you start at normal stats, except for we'll have 10 agility and 3 herb lore. So I'm guessing that's just so that Druidic Ritual is completed, basically, and then 10 agility, I guess, just to help with, this is for enabling Draenor agility course, so you can train both skills. Yep, that's good. They're considering unlocking Dragon Slayer 2, so it'd be auto-completed to allow Adamant and Rune Dragons because they're contained in Mistlin. I haven't completed that quest on my main because I'm still kind of new to leveling that guy up, so I haven't done a lot of quests, so I didn't even know that they were in Mistlin, but that's pretty cool. And then they're saying because of the way the Trailblazer is going to work, some tasks are going to be area specific, so you'd have to unlock certain areas to do certain tasks, so you won't be able to do every task. So that's also interesting for the efficiency people out there. They're going to look for what areas have the best tasks for points if they're trying to grind the high points to get the trophies and whatnot. We've also tried to ensure that the area will have roughly the same amount of obtainable points. Okay, so that's good. They say the same amount of attainable points to not sway your decision too much, but it also really depends on, obviously they're going to try to make as many equally difficult tasks for each area, for each tier in the area, but at the end of the day, there's still going to be some that are just easier regardless of tier. So for the first time in this league, each time you unlock a relic tier, you'll unlock a passive buff. There will be 6 tiers in total, so 6 tiers of relics. I think that might have been more than last time. So which tier 1 relic will you choose from? Relic 1 is Endless Harvest. Resources gathered from fishing, woodcutting, mining are multiplied by 2, and they don't give you XP, but they are also sent directly to your bank if you have space. If not, they'll place in inventory. So that basically combines the one that gave you, it was like Hardcore Harvester, and then whatever the banking one. That's actually really cool. I liked that one because I don't like banking or dropping stuff if you're power fishing and whatnot. Relic 2 is Production Master. When doing the following activities, all items will be processed at once, awarding full XP. Smelting, smithing, cannonballs, fletching, bolt tips, cleaning herbs, making potions, cooking, craft. So basically smithing, fletching, herb lore, cooking, and crafting will all be instant. So Like you can do a full inventory of potions or leather or anything, especially cannonballs. That's huge if you're going to use a cannon for like Slayer and stuff. The problem I see with that, and I saw a couple other people talking about, is this is like insanely strong. The problem is we're all Iron Men, so yes, we can process these and create them extremely fast, but we have to get all the materials we need for that on our own. So that's a huge bottleneck, whereas this one, Endless Harvest, allows you to create a ton of resources, right, super fast without banking, so you can do it like very, very efficiently, but you can't have both. So I think that's good though. It's good game design because it's making you choose really between the two. And the third option is Skilling Prodigy. All non-combat skills will permanently be boosted by 10. With the 5 times experience, I don't see this being as amazing as it sounds. However, I did read a JMod comment in one of the Reddit threads that said the Slayer skill is not considered a combat skill, so you would get that 10 boost on Slayer, which if you're unlocking Mortania, that could mean a whip at levels 75 Slayer instead of 85, and that's pretty significant. If you wanted me to pick right now, I'd probably go Endless Harvest just because I like gathering and AFKing. All right, so passive unlock. This is a new thing. I think they're saying it for the first time in this league. Each tier, so yeah, this is per tier. So this is tier 1. So whatever one of these 3 you pick, you're also going to automatically get this, which is your run energy does not drain. Hashtag no more walkers. So that one's really awesome because I felt like the unlimited run was super like hard to not choose in Twisted League because it's just so convenient, so nice. The one thing I like this, but what I don't like is, so they gave us 10 agility to be able to, where's it at, up here, to be able to do the Draenor agility course. Aside from completing tasks, since this is passive and everyone won't have to worry about run energy, agility doesn't really matter. Like, it has no use. You don't need graceful, none of that matters unless you're completing tasks. The only use would be 70 agility if you are able to unlock the God Wards area and do the Sarah boss. But that, other than 70, I don't see a point. And agility is not a fast skill, so I don't even think it's worth it trying to grind it out for more points. So I guess we'll see. So bronze just has a minimum point threshold, and then they have percentiles for everything else. So obviously these will fluctuate, and at the very end, when it finally cuts off, that's when they'll be finalized. So you'll have to actively be playing and grinding if you really want to stay within these higher tiers. There's been some controversy over this. I mean, controversy might be a little overstating it. First of all, this sentence saying that the top 1%, many of the people felt that getting top 1% was too easy. When you say many of you felt that, you can't make this an oxymoron. It doesn't even make sense. It contradicts itself because there isn't many of you. It's literally only the top 1% would even be able to have the opinion of it being too easy, because only the top 1% can be in the 1%. So it literally is a contradictory statement. That makes no sense. That's totally silly. Of course, if the top 1% thought it was too easy, that's not based on the difficulty of what was happening. That was based on how other people were playing. So the tryhards didn't have as many people competing on their level as they expected. There's no way to change that. And then making a top 100, I just think that promotes an extremely unhealthy, like, it sets a very unhealthy precedent. And this is 2 months long. This isn't like a week-long, tournament. So for people to place top 100, and since it's constantly changing with points, you're gonna have people like that are just going absolutely crazy and not sleeping for getting no sleep and going way too hard on this, which is super unhealthy. I don't think this is healthy. I don't think this is a good idea. And that's not just me being like salty. It's like, oh, it's too hard for me, I can't do that. Dude, I'm never gonna be top 100, even if this wasn't a thing. Like, it has nothing to do with my personal interest in trying to achieve that. No way. I don't have the time, and even if I did, I don't ever play this game on that level. So I just don't think that's a good precedent to set. I don't love the percentile thing here. I think that it kind of sets, it's supposed to be a competition, but I think it just leads to unhealthy habits of people just trying to grind to a level that's legitimately sacrificing sleep and other real life responsibilities. That's just not a good thing. I think, like, the minimum point threshold, I really just think all of them should have something like that. Maybe like Dragon, you could make it top 5% or something instead, if for just the people that really want to try hard. But even then, I just I don't see the point. I think this should be more fun than competitive. Any insured pets gained previously in leagues will carry over. If you lose them, blah, 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 and they don't count towards any pet tasks or pet-related tasks in the current league. I think that's, you go either with that as well. Like, I think that's cool that you can show that off, but also I think it should be like a fresh start. This is mostly cosmetic, so I don't think it matters as much, but also it's going to be hard to tell who like actually got that pet this league and who didn't, so that could be kind of frustrating. Right click icons, unique symbol representing the tier you placed in, that's totally fine, and that's like nice simple cosmetic. It's like, hey, I did this well. I think that's one of the best ways they could do it. And then we've got League Rank Worlds. So Mithril Adamant Rune League Rank Worlds will be accessible based on the tier you ranked previously. If you ranked Adamant tier, you can access both Adamant and Mithril Rank Worlds, and highest tier you get all of them. So there's basically they're total worlds, but for ranks that you previously got. I don't like this. I've heard a few other people saying the same thing. I don't agree with that. I think that sets an unfair advantage for people that grinded harder previously, or people that played, because there's plenty of people that are going to be playing this for the first time that didn't play Twisted League. Maybe not as many as who have played, but at the same time, I played a little bit last time and I don't even think I hit Mithril. So giving people that ranked in these, especially Rune, access to this is just, it's basically giving them a head start when the whole point is for it to be a fresh start. So I disagree with that strongly, to be honest. All right, so league armor sets. Based on how you placed in the previous league, you'll be awarded an armor set. It can be used in the next. This will be a basic set of starter armor, varying stats up to Mithril to avoid early game advantage. So this is another thing I've seen some controversy on, and I personally disagree with it. I just, like, it's supposed to be fresh for everyone, so I just don't see the point. If they really wanted to do something like this, they should have just made it cosmetic, put like a cool Twisted League themed trim on like the different tiers of armor, like the Iron Man armor, but without stats, and just let people wear that to flex if they want to. You don't need to give it stats. Like, again, this and the worlds, I just remove the worlds, make this cosmetic, and let's make these point thresholds, just make them way higher for the higher tiers, so they're still like, you still have to put in the work and time, but not so that you have to grind against other people constantly, and that if you don't stay on top of it all the way through the end, you might get bumped out of a tier. I don't agree with any of that. Monday at 5 p.m. BST on Twitch, there will be a live stream and some discussions about it. So I'm hoping they take some feedback about like the ranked worlds, the armor sets, and the threshold, and especially this top 100. I get that they want to promote competitiveness, but I don't think that's healthy. And like, if you really want to do this top 100, whatever, I don't think that's good for your player base, but you should at least make these thresholds. Just make Dragon like, you have to complete like 90+% of all the tasks available with all the areas unlocked that you can unlock. Like, that way you still have to like put in a significant grind, but you're not fighting against other people. Anyway, that's about it. I mean, I'm super hyped, like very excited for this. I wish I would have played more of the Twisted League, but this is very welcome. I love that they do this kind of content now, and I hope this continues. I hope they keep doing at least one of these a year, if not a couple a year. Would be great, because they only last about 2 months, so I feel like they could easily do 2 to 3 a year, depending on, I don't want them to make too many to where the hype isn't as big, or more importantly, the content isn't as polished and they don't have enough time to plan it out. But if they could do like one to 3 of these a year, that'd be awesome. Also, I really wish that the RS3 team would basically take notes and do the same thing, because I know a lot of people that play Old School don't play RuneScape 3, but there's definitely some of us that do play both, and it would breathe a lot of life into that game, because there's so much potential with a concept like this. There's no reason it couldn't be applied to the other game as well, even though it's a very different framework. It's the concept is definitely, it is very, very workable. Either way, I'm stoked. I can't wait. I have no idea when this is coming out. They didn't say. I would imagine within a couple months at the most, but I'll definitely be around for it, and hopefully be making videos on my progress through it like everybody else. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and see you around. Rappers fucking with me, but they just aren't on my caliber. I pull